Somewhere, deep within the very heart of our living planet, far from the relentless rhythm of cities and the constant glow of screens, lie secret places. Here, in these secluded corners of the earth, the world seems to fall silent. It is in these havens of tranquility that time itself appears to slow its hurried pace, where the ceaseless chatter of the mind begins to fade, and the soul, so often dormant, finally has the space to awaken. These are the quiet sanctuaries that nature has held in trust for millennia, waiting for those who seek them. These are not merely beautiful landscapes to be admired from a distance, or fleeting images captured for a memory. They are something more profound. They are hidden meditation sanctuaries that our Earth has been quietly guarding for centuries, perhaps even since the dawn of human consciousness. Each one is a cradle of serenity, a place where the physical and the spiritual worlds converge in a delicate, powerful dance. Here, the very air is thick with a sense of peace that has been cultivated through ages of stillness and contemplation, a legacy left by the elements and by those who came before. These are the rare and precious locations where one can feel the planet breathe, a slow, deep, and steady rhythm rising from the ground beneath your feet. It is a palpable connection to the life force of the world itself. Here, the wind, as it moves through ancient trees or across vast, empty plains, seems to whisper ancient wisdom, carrying stories and secrets from time immemorial. It is in these moments, enveloped by such profound silence, that even a few heartbeats of stillness can have the power to change a life forever, reorienting our inner compass towards what truly matters. Welcome to Mindful Wanderer, Nature, Travel, and Meditation. Today we embark on a unique journey, a pilgrimage to the most secret and sacred meditation spots that Earth seems to be hiding from us. We will travel to sacred spaces sculpted not by human hands, but by nature itself, each one a perfect crucible for restoring peace, gaining clarity, and rediscovering a deep, resonant inner harmony. Join us as we step away from the noise and into the profound silence that awaits. Our journey begins in the remote kingdom of Bhutan, a land cradled high in the Himalayas, where spirituality is woven into the very fabric of daily life. Here, clinging impossibly to a sheer granite cliff face, 3,000 feet above the Paro Valley, is a site that defies belief: Paro Takchang, more famously known as the Tiger's Nest Monastery. It is not just a building, but a testament to faith, a beacon of tranquility suspended between heaven and earth. Its origins are steeped in a legend as breathtaking as its location, a story that echoes through the valleys and gives the monastery its sacred power. The legend speaks of the 8th century, a time when Guru Rinpoche, the revered figure who brought Buddhism to Bhutan, arrived in this very spot, but he did not arrive on foot. It is said he flew here from Tibet on the back of a tigress, who was in fact a manifestation of his consort, Yeshe Tsogyal. This miraculous journey was undertaken to subdue a local demon that was terrorizing the valley. The image is a powerful one, the embodiment of enlightened wisdom soaring through the Himalayan air, landing on this precise cliff to bring peace and spiritual order to the land. Upon his arrival, Guru Rinpoche is said to have meditated in a cave on this cliff for 3 years, 3 months, 3 weeks, 3 days, and 3 hours. This immense act of spiritual devotion imbued the rock itself with a profound sanctity, transforming it into a sacred site, a Baal or hidden land, destined to be a refuge for spiritual seekers for generations to come. The monastery we see today, first constructed in 1692 around this holy cave, stands as a constant reminder of this foundational myth, a physical manifestation of a spiritual triumph over the forces of chaos. To understand the Tiger's Nest is to understand its story, the flight, the meditation, the triumph. it all contributes to the palpable energy that surrounds this place. It is a narrative that transforms a simple pilgrimage into a symbolic journey. As one prepares to make the arduous climb, one is not just walking up a mountain, they are tracing the path of a legend, following in the footsteps of a great master, and preparing to enter a space where the veil between the ordinary world and the realm of the sacred is exceptionally thin. The journey to Tiger's Nest is a meditation in itself, a physical and spiritual ascent that demands patience, endurance, and a mindful presence. The path begins in the cool shade of a pine forest, the ground soft with fallen needles. The air is crisp and filled with the scent of pine and rhododendron, the only sounds being the gentle rustle of leaves and the distant chime of bells. With every step upwards, the world below begins to recede, the sounds of the valley fading into a distant hum, replaced by the rhythm of one's own breath and heartbeat, a natural mantra guiding the way. As the trail winds ever higher, the forest canopy occasionally parts to reveal tantalizing glimpses of the monastery, a distant jewel against the rock. These views serve as encouragement, pulling the pilgrim forward, but also as a reminder of the scale of the challenge. The path becomes steeper, more rugged, a physical test that mirrors the inner challenges of a meditative practice. It forces a slowing of pace, an awareness of each footfall, each intake of breath. The mind, which may have started the journey full of chatter, is gradually quieted by the sheer physical effort required. Halfway up, a traditional tea house offers a place of rest, a moment to pause and absorb the magnificent panorama. From this vantage point, the monastery appears almost within reach, yet still separated by a deep chasm. It is a powerful metaphor for the spiritual journey. Enlightenment may seem close, but a final, significant effort is still required. Here, surrounded by the fluttering of countless prayer flags, each one carrying blessings on the wind, one can feel the collective energy of centuries of pilgrims who have passed this way, their hopes and prayers woven into the landscape. The final stage of the ascent involves descending a steep flight of stone steps before crossing a bridge over a sacred waterfall, its spray cleansing the air and the spirit. Then comes the final climb, up another set of steps carved directly into the cliff face, leading to the monastery's entrance. This final approach is the most dramatic, a transition from the wildness of the mountain to the serene order of the sacred space. Upon arrival, breathless and humbled, one is not merely a visitor, but a participant in the ancient tradition of pilgrimage, having earned the right to enter this sanctuary in the sky. Stepping across the threshold of the Tiger's Nest is like entering another realm. The air inside is cool and thick with the scent of burning incense and butter lamps, an aroma that has permeated the ancient wooden beams for centuries. The cacophony of the outside world is completely gone, replaced by a profound and sacred silence, broken only by the soft chanting of resident monks or the flutter of a robe. The intricate murals decorating the walls depict deities and scenes from the life of Guru Rinpoche, their vibrant colors seeming to glow in the dim light, watching over this sacred space. To find a quiet corner within one of the monastery's many temples is to find the very heart of this sanctuary. Here, sitting in meditation, the physical world seems to dissolve. The exhaustion of the climb melts away, replaced by a sense of deep stillness. Outside the small carved windows, clouds drift by at eye level, creating the surreal sensation of floating above the world. The boundary between inside and outside, between self and sky, begins to blur. The mind, finally free from its earthly tethers, can expand into the vastness of the Himalayan panorama. This is the transformative power of this place. Meditating here is not an act of turning inward to escape the world, but rather an act of expanding outward to encompass it. The sheer altitude, the raw beauty of the landscape, and the deep-rooted spirituality of the monastery all conspire to elevate one's consciousness. Thoughts that seemed so pressing in the valley below now appear distant and insignificant, like the tiny houses visible thousands of feet down. In their place, a sense of clarity and profound peace begins to settle, a peace that feels as ancient and enduring as the mountains themselves. Leaving the Tiger's Nest, one carries more than just memories or photographs. One carries a feeling, a resonance of the deep silence experienced at the top of the world. The descent back into the valley feels different. The world seems brighter, the sounds clearer, the mind quieter. The monastery remains perched on its cliff, a silent guardian of the peace it has bestowed. The experience of meditating above the clouds is not easily forgotten. It is a seed of tranquility planted in the soul, a reminder that even in a chaotic world, there are places where one can touch the sky and find absolute stillness. Mount Kōya, Japan, a sacred mountain plateau, home to the Shingon school of Buddhism and the mystical Okunoin cemetery. Here, ancient cedar trees and moss-covered tombstones create a tranquil world where the spiritual and physical intertwine. In the glow of thousands of lanterns, centuries of prayer linger, and the sense of sacred presence is overwhelming. At Mount Kōya, you can stay in a shukubo, temple lodging, immersing yourself in monastic life. Enjoy shojin ryori, exquisite Buddhist vegetarian cuisine, and experience mindful eating. Join monks for dawn prayers, surrounded by candlelight and ancient chants. Witness the Goma fire ritual, flames purifying desires, connecting you to centuries of tradition. The experience of Mount Kōya culminates in a subtle but, profound shift in perception. The boundaries that normally separate our daily lives between physical and spiritual, self and other, past and present, begin to feel porous, almost illusory. This dissolution begins in the Okunoin forest, where the moss-covered stones blur the line between human creation and the natural world. It continues in the temple lodging, where the distinction between guest and participant fades as one joins in the monastic routine, becoming part of the temple's living spiritual ecosystem. Meditating within this environment is uniquely powerful. Whether sitting in the quiet of one's tatami room, listening to the rain fall in a meticulously raked Zen garden, or finding a secluded spot amongst the cedars of Okunoin, the entire mountain feels like a single, vast meditation hall. The air itself seems to support the practice, imbued with the focused intention of countless monks and pilgrims over 12 centuries. Here, the struggle to quiet the mind is lessened. Stillness arises more naturally, as if one is simply attuning to the silence that is already present. This is the essence of Kobo Daishi's teachings, that enlightenment is not a distant goal to be achieved in another life, but a potential that can be realized within this very body, in this very world. Mount Kōya is a living model of this philosophy. The beauty of the art, the harmony of the architecture, the flavor of the food, and the sounds of nature and chanting are all seen as pathways to spiritual awakening. The sacred is not separate from the profane. It is found within it, through mindful attention and a grateful heart. As one descends from the mountain, back into the speed and complexity of the modern world, the feeling of this dissolved boundary kind of lingers. The world may not have changed, but one's way of seeing it has. The memory of the chanting monks, the taste of the simple, perfect meal, and the profound peace of the ancient forest remain. Mount Kōya teaches that a sanctuary is not just a place one visits, but a state of being one can cultivate. The Mountain of 1,000 Temples reveals that the most sacred space of all is the quieted mind, where the boundary between the self and the universe finally dissolves. In the heart of Thessaly, Greece, Meteora's immense sandstone pillars rise from the plains, sculpted by wind and water over millions of years. Monasteries perch atop these stone giants, a testament to human faith and determination. Early monks saw these towers as stairways to the divine, transforming rock into sacred ground. Today, Meteora remains a place of awe, suspended between earth and sky. The ascent to Meteora's monasteries is a mindful journey, rising from the plains to the ethereal heights above. Each step reveals breathtaking vistas, while the silence at the summit invites deep introspection. Here, ancient stone, prayer, and sky merge, offering a profound sense of peace and spiritual elevation, high above the world's concerns. At Meteora, once the journey is complete, true meditation begins. In the silence atop these ancient cliffs, the mind settles, breathing in the pure, charged air. Each breath draws in the stillness and ancient energy, releasing tension. Here, earth and sky meet, offering clarity and a profound sense of peace. The world below fades, and you return changed, carrying Meteora's silence within. In the Julian Alps of Slovenia lies Lake Bled, an emerald jewel cradled by forested hills and a medieval castle. Its enchanting island, crowned by a picturesque church, reaches towards the heavens. A thick, ethereal mist blankets the lake, creating sublime beauty. Witness the magical unveiling as the sun burns through the fog, revealing the landscape. The mist forms and dissipates, a reminder of impermanence. As the sun rises over Lake Bled, the traditional Pletna boat glides across tranquil waters. Rowing yourself offers a meditative journey, each stroke a mindful practice, the boat an extension of your body. Surrounded by the Alps and soothing sounds of nature, you find clarity and calm, preparing for the stillness awaiting on the island. On Lake Bled, the water's gentle lapping and soft ripples create a natural mantra, soothing, persistent, and meditative. Each drop, each wave, is a reminder to appreciate simple beauty and stillness. The lake's clarity and depth mirror our own, inviting us to find peace and flow with life. Here, surrounded by nature's mantras, tranquility becomes a lasting part of you. Mount Shasta rises above Northern California, a majestic, snow-capped peak shrouded in mystery and spiritual power. For millennia, it's been sacred to Native American tribes and a beacon for seekers worldwide. Many believe it's an energy vortex, a place where the veil between worlds is thin. To visit Mount Shasta is to feel awe, peace, and a profound connection to something eternal. Mount Shasta is known as an energy vortex, where the Earth's electromagnetic field feels strong and alive. Many visitors sense a tingling energy, a deep connection to the land, and a profound calm. Places like Panther Meadow and Castle Lake are gathering spots for meditation and reflection, where nature's silence invites you to tune in. Here, the energy is both grounding and uplifting, reminding you of your bond with the earth and the sky. Meditating on Mount Shasta is an experience of profound connection. The mountain's immense age puts human concerns into perspective. It fosters humility and a connection to life's unbroken chain. Sense the deep reverence held for this sacred place. In silence, rediscover the self connected to nature. The mountain recalibrates you to peace and clarity. In China's Hunan province, Wulingyuan rises, a stone forest of dreams, where over 3,000 sandstone pillars soar from emerald forests, shrouded in mist. Mists weave through these ancient sentinels, creating floating islands in a sea of clouds. Here, the landscape itself becomes a sanctuary, inviting stillness and awe with every breath and view. Wulingyuan invites us to slow down. Its steep, winding paths demand mindful steps, drawing us into the present moment. Here, the journey is the destination. Each rare orchid, mossy stone, and birdsong a quiet wonder. In this tranquil landscape, we find space for reflection, letting nature guide us gently back to clarity and calm. Deep within these ancient stone pillars, a sense of perspective is found. Standing on a precipice, the vastness humbles us, reminding us of our place in nature's grand design. Here, solitude is rich, not lonely. The boundaries of self soften, and we feel part of something vast and interconnected. Wuling Yuan is not just a place, it's a state of being, a reminder that by losing ourselves in nature, we rediscover who we truly are. Mount Athos, a finger of land in Greece, is a world apart, preserved by faith, tradition, and the sea. For over 1,000 years, its ancient monasteries have clung to cliffs, welcoming only a few pilgrims each day. The journey begins with a permit and a boat, as the holy mountain rises from the sea, shrouded in peace and timeless devotion. On Mount Athos, life follows an ancient rhythm: prayer, work, and silent meals. Guests are welcomed with simple hospitality, joining monks in candlelit services and quiet communal meals. The air is thick with incense, hymns echo through the night, and every act, eating, working, praying, becomes a form of devotion. Here, the sacred is found in every moment, binding the community together in mindful, spiritual living. Beyond the monastery walls, Mount Athos offers a sacred silence. Walking ancient Calderimi paths through chestnut and oak forests, one leaves behind the noise of the self and enters a living, breathing quiet, filled with wind, birds, and bees. Here, the mind settles, the heart opens, and the sacred stillness, hesychia, is found. One leaves with a seed of that silence, a piece to carry home. Earth hides its most sacred spaces not to keep them from us, but to call us toward them, to remind us that peace, healing, and clarity are always waiting, if only we're willing to slow down and listen. From the cloud-veiled heights of Bhutan's Tiger's Nest to the silent, prayer-soaked peninsula of Mount Athos, these are the planet's quiet corners, its sanctuaries of stillness. They beckon the weary soul, offering respite not just from the noise of the world, but from the noise of the mind, inviting us back into a state of profound and simple presence. These secret meditation spots are more than destinations. They are portals into presence, places where the mind quiets, the heart opens, and the soul remembers who it truly is. They are mirrors reflecting our own inner potential for peace, landscapes that teach us the art of being. Whether in the misty valleys of Wuling Yuan or upon the serene waters of Lake Bled, the message is the same. Stillness is not something we must create, but something we can return to. It is our natural state, our birthright, patiently waiting for us beneath the surface of our busy lives. Thank you for joining us on this journey with Mindful Wanderer. We hope this exploration of nature's hidden sanctuaries has inspired you to seek out your own places of peace, whether they be on a distant mountain or in a quiet corner of your own home. If this video touched your heart and stirred your spirit, we invite you to like, share, and subscribe for more journeys into the world's wisdom and a deeper connection with the nature that surrounds us and the nature that lies within. Your support helps us continue to explore these paths of mindfulness and wonder. Remember, the goal of any pilgrimage is not just to arrive at a holy place, but to become a holy presence yourself. The most significant travels are those that transform our inner world, that leave us more aware, more compassionate, and more connected to the great mystery of existence. Because sometimes the most powerful journey is not to a place, but to a deeper state of being. May your own path be filled with wonder, and may you always find your way back to the stillness that waits for you.